Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to English Listen Easy. I'm Jack.
And I'm Emma. Really happy you are here with us today.
I have to tell you about something I did last week, and I need you to not laugh.
I cannot promise that, but go ahead.
Okay, so I was reading about ways to learn English faster, and I came across this idea, sleep learning. You play audio while you sleep, and your brain absorbs it.
Oh, I know this idea.
And I thought, this sounds amazing. This is the most effective study method I have ever heard of. You do not have to do anything. You just sleep.
And you tried it?
I tried it for 2 weeks. Every night I put on an audio track, English vocabulary, simple sentences, and I slept with it playing.
And what happened?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I woke up every morning exactly as confused about English as I was the night before.
2 whole weeks, Jack.
2 weeks, and I really believed it was going to work. Every morning I would wake up and think, okay, maybe today is the day I wake up fluent.
Just fluent, overnight.
Just completely fluent, ready to go. But no, nothing, not one new word.
This is actually our topic today. Can you learn English while you sleep? Because I think a lot of people have wondered about this.
A lot of people want it to be true, including me, very much including me.
Because sleeping is so much easier than studying.
So much easier. If I could learn English in my sleep, I would be sleeping 12 hours a day right now.
Okay, so let's talk about this properly. What actually happens when you sleep?
Yes, because there's something interesting here, even if the simple answer is, no, you cannot learn new things while you sleep.
Wait, so there's more to it?
There is more to it, and that's what makes this topic so interesting.
Okay, so let me share what I found when I looked into this because I was curious about it too.
Tell me everything.
So, the simple version is no, you cannot learn completely new information while you are asleep. Your brain cannot take in new words or new grammar rules while you're sleeping.
Which is what I found out the hard way.
The hard and sleepy way. But here's the interesting part. Sleep is actually extremely important for learning, just not in the way most people think.
What do you mean?
So, when you learn something during the day, a new word, a new sentence, a new idea, your brain doesn't fully process it right away. It kind of holds it temporarily, like on that temporary shelf we talked about in our last episode.
The temporary shelf, yes.
And then, when you sleep, your brain goes through everything from that day, and it decides what to keep and what to remove. And the things it decides to keep, it moves them to a more permanent place.
So sleep is like the brain doing its filing at night.
Exactly. Your brain is filing everything while you sleep, organizing, sorting, deciding what's important.
So if I learn 10 words during the day and then I sleep, my brain processes those words during the night and helps me remember them better the next day.
That's exactly right. Sleep after learning is incredibly important, much more important than most people realize.
So it's not that you learn while you sleep, it's that you remember better because you sleep.
Yes, there's a big difference. Sleep doesn't teach you, but sleep makes what you already learned stick much better.
That's actually really interesting and a little bit sad for my sleep audio experiment.
Your experiment was not completely wrong. Sleep is important. You just had the wrong idea about what it does.
I had the wrong idea about what my sleeping brain was capable of.
Your sleeping brain is very busy, but it's doing organizing, not learning.
Okay, so tell me more about this, because now I'm actually curious. How much does sleep affect learning?
A lot. There are studies that show if you learn something and then sleep, you remember it much better than if you learn something and then stay awake.
Really? Like, how much better?
In some studies, people who slept after learning remembered almost twice as much as people who didn't sleep.
Twice as much? That's a huge difference.
It's a massive difference, so one of the most effective things you can do for your English is just sleep well after you study.
That's the most encouraging study advice I've ever heard.
Right? Study a little, sleep a lot, repeat.
I could do that. That's a method I can get behind.
And it's not just about the amount of sleep, it's also about when you sleep. Sleeping soon after learning is better than waiting a long time.
So the ideal situation is study in the evening, go to sleep, wake up, and the words are more solid.
More solid, more connected, easier to find when you need them.
So instead of my sleep audio experiment, I should have just been studying before bed and then sleeping normally.
That would have been much more effective, yes.
I feel a little bit cheated by the internet for not telling me this earlier.
The internet told you what you wanted to hear. Sleep learning sounds amazing. Sleep consolidation sounds less exciting.
Much less exciting, but much more true.
Okay, I want to talk about something else related to this, because there's one way that sleep and language learning are directly connected, and people don't talk about it enough.
What's that?
Dreams. Specifically, dreaming in another language.
Oh, yes. I've heard people say when you start dreaming in English, you know you're getting good.
Have you ever dreamed in English?
Once, I think. It was a very short dream. Someone said hello to me in English, and I said hello back.
A very simple dream.
Very simple, but I woke up feeling very proud of myself.
I had my first English dream maybe 2 years into learning, and it was so strange because in the dream I was just talking normally, and it was in English, and it felt completely natural.
And when you woke up?
I was so excited. I actually wrote it down in my journal. I wrote, "Today I dreamed in English. This is a big day."
A big day indeed.
And I think dreaming in a language means your brain has started to really accept it. Like English is not a foreign thing anymore. It's just part of how your brain works now.
It's moving from being a subject you study to being a tool you just use.
Exactly, and sleep is part of that process. Your brain practices the language while you dream, not in a way you can control, but it happens.
So even your dreams are helping you learn.
Even your dreams, which I think is beautiful.
That's actually beautiful. Okay, so I take back my frustration about my sleep audio experiment. Sleep is doing important work, just not the work I thought.
Sleep is your friend, just not in the way the internet promised.
Okay, listeners, quick pause. If you are enjoying this episode, please share it with a friend who is learning English. Maybe a friend who was also hoping to learn in their sleep. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do.
It really helps us keep going. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about.
What is that?
The worst thing you can do for your English learning, and it is something almost everyone does.
Oh, what is it?
Studying right before bed and then immediately going on your phone.
Oh, I do that.
I do that too, and it is really bad for memory.
Why?
Because when you look at your phone after studying, new information comes in, new things to process, and your brain gets confused about what to keep.
So the new phone stuff pushes out the English you just studied.
It can. The most effective thing is study, then do something calm, then sleep. No phone, no new information. Just let your brain start the filing process.
That is really hard advice to follow.
I know, because the phone is right there.
It's always right there, looking at you.
But even 10 or 15 minutes without the phone after studying, it makes a difference.
Small change, but real result.
That's the best kind of change.
So, to bring this all together, can you learn English while you sleep?
The honest answer is not directly. Your brain cannot take in new words while you're asleep.
But sleep is incredibly important for learning because your brain processes and keeps what you learned during the day.
People who sleep well after studying remember much more than people who do not.
And dreaming in English, when it starts happening, is a sign that English is becoming a real part of how your brain works.
So sleep is not the lazy way to learn English. Sleep is actually a necessary part of learning English.
Just not in the way the internet suggests.
The internet was almost right, just a little wrong about the details.
A little wrong about all the important details.
Yes, exactly. Okay, bonus tip. Jack, this one's yours.
Yes. So, listeners, here's one simple thing. Tonight, before you go to sleep, spend 10 minutes with English. Listen to something, read something short, or just review 5 words you want to remember, and then put your phone down and sleep.
Let your brain do its work overnight.
You studied during the day, now let sleep make it stick.
It's the most effective study session you will ever have, and you don't have to do anything.
Just sleep.
The easiest homework in the world.
And listeners, don't forget our word from today.
Effective. Sleeping after studying is one of the most effective things you can do for your English.
Not sleeping audio, not magic, just good sleep after real study.
Simple, free, and it actually works.
All right, one question before we go.
Have you ever dreamed in English or in another language you're learning? Write it in the comments. We want to know.
And if this episode was useful, please like it, share it, and subscribe. It means so much to us.
Take care, everybody. See you in the next episode.
Bye. Go study something, then sleep well.